Hello, YouTube friends. This is Richard Mabey with Richard Mabey Presents. It is Wednesday morning, December 27th, 2023, and I'll probably put this up on Thursday or Friday, depending on how things go. So, I was thinking last night about my old day, the days of the era of when I published the Lincoln Park Journal. The Lincoln Park Journal was a weekly newspaper in Lincoln Park, and I was the publisher, editor in chief, photographer, writer, and ad salesperson. And my sister helped tremendously with selling ads and also with circulation and goodwill and public relations and all things like that. But you can actually check out. I don't know how it happened, but the first 13 issues of the Lincoln Park Journal, of my Lincoln Park Journal, are in the Library of Congress. So if you put Richard Mabey Jr. space Richard space Mabey space Jr. space Lincoln Park Journal, it'll pop up like it's like the second or third thing to pop up. Anyway, that's the first 13 issues are in the Library of Congress. So I, I was blessed. I had a good dozen or more advertisers, and one of my advertisers was Candy Castle, and one of my first YouTube videos I talked about Candy Castle. But here's another interesting aspect of Candy Castle. Candy Castle, this this young woman, and I believe her name was Lisa. Somebody out there I know is going to remember Candy Castle. It was at the where Comely Road met Route 202 in that corner. So it was an old storefront, and I it's like confessions of a newspaper editor. I confess, I had a little bit of I was a little bit smitten with the young woman that owned and operated Candy Castle. And she was a really faithful advertiser. Every week she'd take an ad out with the Lincoln Park Journal. So one day, and now I have to describe Candy Castle. It was those old wooden plankings. They were like I don't know if it was maple or oak, but they were like really wide wooden planking floorboards, old rugs, those oval rugs scattered here and there. I confess the walls needed painting, but it was like a down home feeling. And she had like old display cases, and you could get all the fudge. She did vanilla and chocolate fudge, and it was the best fudge in the universe. And also, like if you had like if Junior was in the little league and he hit a home run, you could actually get. She would actually make a little baseball figurine, a baseball player figurine, probably about that tall, of chocolate. He's got the bat and the whole bit. Or if the kid's playing football, he's got the football, or whatever it was, or ballerina. Which is she had all these different molds, and you could customize, have whatever whatever you wanted. So anyway, so one day I'm getting a bit of a cold or something. So one day I go in, and I don't know, it was like I'm walking from my car to the candy castle. And I had this idea, and it was like, it just like was an innate flash, like just from on high, you know, it was an epiphany. And I was going to have space for the upcoming issue. There wasn't a lot going on. So I went in, and I believe her name was Lisa. And I said, you know, I asked her, I said, you know, I have some space for this upcoming, because I used to do the ads on, used to, you know, go to my advertisers on Tuesday. And I used to hit Candy Castle on Tuesdays about between 2:30 and 3 o'clock, just before the kiddies got out of school, because the kids would come in and buy fudge and candy bars and things like that, homemade candy bars. So I asked her, I said, I've got space. I used to run 8 to 12 pages each issue. I said, you know, hey, you know, I'd like to do a story on Candy Castle. And she said, well, I appreciate that, but I'm not ready yet. I want to get a refrigerated unit, I'm going to get a new refrigerated unit in the next month or two, and have that as you walk in the door on the right hand side. I want to get new display cases. I'm going to have the place painted inside, and I want to put carpet flooring down. I said, okay, but I said, but you know, you got kind of a charming place as is now. It's down home. Oh, and it had this old circular fan, and also when you open the door, it was rigged so that there was like this bell. I don't know how you open the door, and the little bell would ring. You know, every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. So anyway, you know, I said I'll do a story on you and the Candy Castle. You know, and you know, it would make a good human interest story. You know, she said, well, not, you know, maybe in a month or two when I get the store all renovated and all modernized. I said, well, you know, I said, at that point, Lincoln Park, it was before the farms, the people that owned the farms sold their farms to the condominium developers. So there was a lot of, it was still like, I don't know, maybe it was Lincoln Park 7 square miles. And about at that point, maybe 6,000 people lived in town. You know, it was still that, you know, Mayberry thing before the condominiums, and they built all the apartments and all that. So anyway, and they cut all the woods down and built these huge McMansions and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, she said, well, okay. I said, okay, that's fine. You know, and then what happened was, space as the paper evolved, space became more and more precious. Anyone who works for a newspaper or associated with a newspaper knows every square inch is precious, you know. So I don't know. They were beginning to build a lot of condominiums. They're started to, you know, cut the woods down to build these. And just and then this Indianapolis 500 race car came to town, and that was the big news and stuff like that. So, you know, I never did get to do the feature story on Candy Castle, and I always felt bad about that. But here's the point. Sometimes in our lives, God brings a person into our lives for a specific reason. And sometimes you only get one knock on the door. You know, you get one chance. And as much as I admired the young lady who owned and operated Candy Castle, I walked out of there that day thinking like, wow, I wasn't going to charge, she used to take out an ad, like, I don't know, maybe like, I think it was an eighth of a page, like an ad about like this big. And I wasn't going to charge her for doing the feature story. And some papers do that, some, unless some. So anyway, and I walked out and I walked to my car and I'm thinking, wow, she really passed up a golden opportunity because she felt that the store wasn't up to speed yet. And the thing is, where we are in life, with all our blemishes, with all our seemingly apparent shortcomings, that sometimes a knock comes on the door and God is using that person to enrich your life for a specific reason. The specific reason in the case of Candle Castle was to do the big story, and I was going to put it on like page 3 or page 4, and I was going to give her the like the first 3/4 of the page for the story, and then the bottom quarter page put an ad there. And she passed it up. Now here, I started publishing Lincoln Park Journal in 1987. So it's 97, 07, 17, 17, 6 and 7, 7, 7. So it was 36 years ago. And last night I was thinking about it, put in the comments if you not that you're from Lincoln Park, but if you remember the Candy Castle in Lincoln Park. But yeah, one of those things that I wonder if other men, I don't know how chauvinist that sounds, but maybe other people, okay, like when you reach like I'm 70 now, and I find myself like reflecting upon these moments in my life, and thinking, well, what if, like if she had said Candy Castle went out of business, which was really sad, but what if she had said, okay, I'll do the story, but then they say it was in Lincoln Park Journal, but then the big paper, the big daily paper, which was in New Jersey, the Daily Record, said, hey, because they used to, I know for a fact, they used to read the Lincoln Park Journal just to get leads, like, hey. And so you imagine, like, I do the story, and then one of the reporters one of the editors of the big Daily Record, which I once worked for, says, hey, let's do a story on this. Who knows? She might still be in business. Oh, it haunts me. This is an old picture I found of the Mabey homestead. My great-grandfather, William Mabey, built the Mabey homestead around 1875. It was about a decade after the Civil War ended. And this is, there's no date on this, but this is the Mabey homestead circa 1900. And my grandfather built this house all by himself. Now this right here, useless information. Tune in to Richard Mabey Presents for just abounding useless information. This room right here was my bedroom, and this room here was my sister's bedroom, and then mom and dad had the bedroom in the back of this bedroom, and then in back of this bedroom was what they called the spare room. So interesting, useless, more useless information. Oh, wait, I got it backwards. Yeah, okay. Wait, come on, Richard, concentrate. This was my bedroom, and then in back of my bedroom was mom and dad's bedroom, and then my sister Patty's bedroom was here, and then behind that was the spare room. So interesting tidbits that you've all been wondering about. I used to do Yahoo auctions, and I'm going through my blue buckets. I really am throwing some stuff away. But this is from August 7th, 2001, and I had at that point 82 comic books up. And I had a symbol. I don't know what it meant, but it was green, orange, and yellow. And I know what it was. Each person, each customer had a different color. So the green guy, he bought Flash 205 for May 1971, and I sold it for $250. That is JPM 37. If you were JPM 37 on Yahoo auctions in 2001, put a note in the comments. And then the orange was Wonder Woman 236. Oh, I had a lot of Wonder Woman. I didn't realize it. October 77 for $2. And that was Vixaberry. And then Action 346, $750 I got for that. And that was Sasha Star 97. I had a lot of repeated customers. There it is. Yahoo auctions, and they went out of business. I mean, Yahoo's still in business, but they don't do Yahoo auctions anymore. But this is one. Wait, this is 5 pages. I have 5 pages. At that point, any given week, I'd have about 80. This is 82. About 80 comic books up for sale, and I was simultaneously working at the ad agency. And I was doing pretty good and I was thinking, well, hey, don't work in an ad agency. Do not work at an ad. If you're young and you say, do not work at an ad agency. This is really something I cherish. This is my dad. He was Scoutmaster Troop 170 for over 25 years. And this is Mr. Right here, Mr. Don Talbot. He was Assistant Scoutmaster. And Mr. Jack Floyd, he was Assistant Scoutmaster. And this is I think this was in cabin 6, the one on the hill at Camp Alamucci. And this is about 1971. But there were Don Talbot, right here, and Jack Floyd. They were great practical jokers. So what they did, they're cooking spaghetti. So it'd be on this. They had one pot, and they put rope in the. He put rope in the pot, and it said, "This is called to my dad." My dad used to go by Dick. You know his nickname. He says, "Dick, can you check the spaghetti?" It's just like, and it was rope in there. They had more fun than the kids did. But all 3 have passed away. And all three sadly I'm getting too much reflection here. It's hard to. No, if I go well there, my dad, and then I shouldn't. I want to. I don't want to get. If I do it on this side, I don't get as much reflection. Wait. Anyway, Don Talbot and Jack Floyd. When Charles Schulz passed away, my dad was a great fan of Charlie Brown and Snoopy. So, my dad was very sad to hear, the news of Charles Schulz passing away. So this is November. This is the Weekly News, November 2nd, 2001. And what my dad did in the Lincoln Park Library, they had a display case, and he did a tribute to Charles Schulz. And there's my dad. There's the display for the honoring Charles Schulz. And that's Dr. Kaiser. He was the chief librarian. And here's the headline. It reads, Lincoln Park Public Library plays tribute to Charles Schulz. And so that's kind of a neat thing there. And it was up in the library for a good month. And a lot of people, saw it and everything like that. And so I was kind of proud of my father for doing that. Like you have a hero and you're so sad when they pass and you never met the person, but Charles Schulz. What else have I got here? I wrote this article. Now it seems innocent enough. From the Independent News, December 28, 2000. I used to work for the Independent News. A tribute to the veterans of World War II. A tribute to the veterans of World War II, right? And there's the byline. Let me see if I can get that in focus there. By Richard Mabey Jr. And so here I'm thinking, I'm doing a good deed, Oh my goodness gracious. I couldn't go for like a couple weeks or 3 weeks. I couldn't go in the shop, right? I couldn't go in Moe's Sweet Shop. I hardly could go in the barber shop. The Korean War veterans and the Vietnam War veterans, I respect them and honor them. And, thank you for your service. I fully believe that. But they were so mad at me. This is a small town. Small town irony. So I write this article tributing World War II vets. There it is, Korean War vets were mad at me. Vietnam War vets were mad at me. And I said, oh my goodness gracious. And then I think at the American Legion meeting, they're having a meeting ready to tar and feather me. Oh, and somebody wrote on the someone actually wrote, one of the Korean War vets in Lincoln Park actually wrote a letter to the editor. This guy, Richard Mabey, who does he think he is? I've served in the Korean War. I'm not making fun of veterans, but making fun of it was like, oh my goodness, I try to do a good deed. It's like, oh man. Yeah, these are the good old days. These are the ads. This is the Weekly News, which I worked for. I just had a hard time surviving publishing But this is about the size of the ad, like right here, that I used to put in for Candy Castle. So, okay, I'm gonna wrap things up, and this was fun. And as always, thank you for watching. And I now have over 600 subscribers. So wow, I started, I remember I got 10 subscribers. And I'm thinking, oh man, let's go to the steakhouse and celebrate. I got 10 subscribers. And now I think it's 669 subscribers, something like that. So thank you, 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 thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. So if you like this video, please, or even if you didn't like this video, please smash the like button. Please put up some comments. And I confess, yesterday was hectic, and I really feel bad. I gotta respond to my comments. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I'm 700. I go to before I fall asleep at night, I go 700, 700, 700, 700, 700, 700, 700. So I'm gonna sign off. So stay happy, stay positive, stay healthy. This is Richard Mabey and Alfred E. Newman and Batman and Superman and Justice League saying signing off.